My name's Cameron. I don't just read comics. I love them. I'm with my girlfriend Isabel, and we are on our way to the Revenge of Comic Creator Block Party. Very much looking forward to it. I got a backpack full of comics. My main priorities: Brian Michael Bendis, Mark Waid. Mark Waid #1. Brian Michael Bendis #2. Jeff Johns is going to be there. Rick Remender's going to be there. Very excited. Isabel's going to be there, and she loves comic books. But first, before we do any of that, we're going to go get some coffee. Stay tuned. Lifestyle, day in the life. I'm going to LA because I love comics. Anything to say, Isabel?
It's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a good day. Hey guys, we just made Isabel sign in and sign off. I'm Cameron, and I just read comics. I love them. She's Isabel. She's going to read comics or buy them. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Let's go get some coffee. Stop. More than you think. Okay, we got our coffees. Let's go get our freaking comics. Yum, 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 yum. Made it, just parked. Walking up to Revenge of. We parked a mile away, and up a hill. But you know what? That's not stopping us. Mark Waid signing started 11 minutes ago. It's actually 11:11. Make a wish. I hope I can get all my books signed. There's no line for Matt Oswald. He sat for a chase.
Around to reading it yet, but I feel like this might be the perfect time to actually pick it up. I've been wanting to read it for a long time, but I feel like now is finally the time. It's here, you know.
Right next to me. Right there. Okay, we're recording. What's my name? Captain America. Batman and Robin Year 1. Action Comics 1070. Daredevil, baby. The best. Still in line for Brian Michael Bendis. It's probably been here for an hour. Isabel's being a real sport. We're getting sandwiches after this. She found a real companion.
Just because it's like, okay, this is the vibe. It's different. And like, yeah. And like when you read.
So my phone died at the end of the signing, and I met Brian Michael Bendis and Jeremy Adams after waiting in line for 2.5 hours. So we're on our way to my birthday party now. That's my cake. Big props to Isabel for waiting in line for an event she doesn't care about. Cheers, one and all. I'll report back with what I got signed. See you next time. All right, I'm back from Revenge of Comic Creator Block Party, and I'm just here to talk to you guys about the books that I got. Please notice my birthday sign. This was an event that happened on my 30th birthday, so that being the case, I just want to show you guys like the books I got signed. I'm very happy with them. I really only had the time to meet 3 different creators because I spent 2.5 hours in the Brian Michael Bendis line. So I'm just going to show you the creators I met, not in any order, but what I got signed by them. Actually, we're going in reverse order. The last creator I met at 257 because his signing block ended at 3, and that's by the time I got out of the Brian Michael Bendis line, was Jeremy Adams. I'm currently loving everything Jeremy Adams is doing, and I already have Green Lantern signed by him, Green Lantern #1 of his run with Germanico. But with DC All In, I recently got Green Lantern #16 signed by him, which I think was a great issue. The first issue after the Civil War special, which is amazing. So met him, got to tell him how much I love what he's doing with Carol Ferris. By this point, there's no video or photographic evidence of this because my phone was dead and my girlfriend went to go get lunch. So yeah, I had a good interaction with him, and I think he's a great creator, and I think he's on like this amazing, I'm calling it a Jeff Johns trajectory, because he's now going to take over Aquaman, and he's written Flash, he's writing Green Lantern, he's writing Aquaman. Sooner or later, he's going to take over the JSA, and anyways, I told him what he's doing with Carol Ferris I love, because I feel that way. So, got this issue, super popular. The next one I got, I found actually this last week in my dollar bin, is his first issue on The Flash, which is Flash 768. I told him, because I haven't read this run yet. I think I read this issue, and I kind of fell off, and not because of him, but just because if I'm not like itching to read it, I usually will just fall off. I'll read a little bit of it and I won't finish it, but this one's really good. I told him, I was like, I haven't read this yet, but I'm excited too. So I got his Flash run. It's Wally West, so what's there to complain about? Okay, the next one I got was Bendis. So actually, I'm waiting in the mail for 2 keys, witness signatures from Bendis to come in for like the 2 main issues I have. I'm not going to tell you what those issues are, but they're pretty primo, in my opinion. So they deserve to be slabbed. These are just some personal favorites. Number 1 is Daredevil, number 32 by him, which is one of my favorite Daredevil covers from his run. This is the issue where basically, I think it must be the Daily Globe, finds out Matt Murdock is Daredevil. So it's really great. Alex Maleev artwork. Great cover. Bendis signed it, and his signature is really funny. He didn't have a lot of time to chit-chat during that signing, so I'm not mad at him. I just couldn't chit-chat with him. Next up is my favorite issue from his run of Daredevil, which is number 49. This is one of my Bullseye is like my favorite villain, I think. I love Bullseye, and so this is a great second to Frank Miller, like my favorite Bullseye issue. Because he's terrifying, and it's inspired by the movie. His look's inspired by the movie, but I loved this. I didn't really get a chance to talk to him about it because he was rushing. And I was trying to get that line moving. I want to go talk to Jeremy Adams. Next up is Superman #1. Fun fact, I've actually already had this issue signed by Bendis. I had a Dynamic Forces variant, which you can kind of like buy if you pre-order at your local shop. So I got that, but I got rid of it because I was like, I just like this cover. But when Bendis coming around, yeah, I'll sign my Superman book. Yeah, that was an all right run. I got to reread it, maybe. Next up is probably my favorite modern piece of Bendis's work, and that was out of DC. It's cover number 1, and I got it signed by him, and he brought David Makabuki, who's the artist on this issue. I love it. And so I got them to sign my copy. This I bought in college. I thought it was amazing. I think it's just an amazing run. It's so good that it was like 6 issues, and then now it's going to be an HBO series, allegedly. I don't know if that's still ongoing, but that's an amazing book. Oh, and then I got the last, maybe the most primo Bendis issue. I had Dark Avengers #1. Now, in my opinion, this is like, basically, Thunderbolts is going to be Dark Avengers. So I think this started out really strong, but it ended on like Siege, where Bendis was kind of like relinquishing his control over Marvel. And it lost a little bit of steam, but I love this series. So Iron Patriot, so cool. Bullseye's in this too. Matt Gargan as Scorpion. Venom. Basically, but then I find that like Thunderbolts, the comic, is basically the same concept. Let's dress up supervillains as superheroes. It's cool. I don't know. Okay, next up is actually transitions nicely into the Mark Waid signing. As I've told you guys, I'm moving away from slabs, but I'm not moving away from meeting my favorite creators and getting books signed by them. So I got Superman. I got this like facsimile copy. I think this might be Superman #1. I think it is. Superman #1, and it's signed by Mark Waid and Brian Michael Bendis. Mark Waid is my favorite Superman writer, so I'm probably going to get this signed by all my new favorite Superman writers now. So like, if I love what you've done, I just want this to have 1 million signatures all over it because it deserves that. Who else was there? Jeff Johns was there, and I would have loved for him to sign this, but I didn't have time. I had to go. I'm really excited about the potential for this, and I'm going to start buying covers like that. And I have a couple. Like, I have a Wiz Comics. I think I might. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Daredevil #1, signed by Mark Waid. The rest of these are Mark Waid books, and I have 1 million because he's the best. Daredevil #1, one of my favorite Daredevil runs. Fun, nice, happy. I could use a fun, nice, happy Daredevil run. Before Chris Samnee's on the book, I believe the art on that one is Paulo Rivera, which is awesome, but, you know, it's good. Next up is a new book, weekly, low-key, sleeper hit. I don't know if anyone's talking about it. Action Comics number 1070. Mark Waid currently, at the time of this recording, is doing a 12-issue weekly Action Comics run. I hope to God that he continues it after the 3 months and just takes over the title, but I don't know. They haven't said any plans. We're about 4 weeks in at the time I'm recording this, so I had to get that signed. And I got to tell him, like, as the book's coming out, I freaking love this book, man. Another book that I love that's amazing is Batman and Robin Year One, signed by Mark Waid. Had to get that signed by him because, are you kidding me? Why not? Chris Samnee and him just crushing it. That book kind of, in my opinion, comes spinning out of how great he's doing on World's Finest. So, and it came out like last week. I had to get it signed. Next up, sleeper hit. Everyone talks about Captain America by Ed Brubaker. Nobody talks about Captain America by Mark Waid. And his omnibus with Ron Garney's art is incredible. So, literally, like, my personal favorite Captain America run. I've read a couple, but I've read like the first trade of Ed Brubaker's Cap. So I think I'm gonna eventually collect all those omnis and read that through. But as of right now, this is my favorite. And I got him to sign it, and I'm like, I want everyone to know that you are just the best. Speaking of the best, we're still talking about Mark Waid. World's Finest #1, the best. The absolute best. Signed by Mark Waid, hopefully to get signed by Dan Mora. An incredible book. So glad to have this signed. So glad to meet Mark. I literally brought 7 books for him because I'm like, whatever it costs, I will pay. And it didn't cost anything. I got all these signatures for free, which is a huge shout out to Revenge of. Black Widow #1. This is the first print, signed by now Mark Waid, art by Chris Samnee. One of the best first issue action sequences, one of the best action sequences in comics, one of the best first issues of any series of all time. This is an incredible issue. It actually has its own artist edition now by IDW, I think. It has an artist edition. I just don't know if it's by IDW, but incredible. Okay, lastly, one of, if not my favorite Mark Waid run. This is a special book for me. And it is Fantastic Four number 60, Mark Waid's first run on the book with artist Mike Ringo. So I don't think I'll ever get this signed, but I'll get it signed by Carl Kessel. Mike Ringo unfortunately passed away a while ago. But anyways, this is one of my favorite runs. Mark Waid in the omnibus wrote an afterwards and said, I never understood the Fantastic Four, so when people asked me to write it, I didn't know if I could do it. And then he fell in love with them, and like the familial dynamic in that book is incredible. Also, his understanding of science, and Reed Richards is just, every character is perfectly written in that run. So I didn't get to have all these conversations with him when I met him, but to be able to interact with him and have these books signed by him is actually like a very meaningful thing to me. So, and there we go. That's my haul from Revenge of. It was a great event. Can't wait to go back and do it again. My name's Cameron. I don't just read comics. I love them. I'll see you guys next time.